What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again today. We are super excited to have another member of the Flip Your Life community on the show so that we can help them take their membership dream to the next level. And we are really excited for today's guest because this is someone that not only have we met and hung out with multiple times in person, but this is the person that makes us look good on stage at our live events. Our guest today is Allison Jenks. Did I say that right? Allison Jenks.
You got it perfect. I'm impressed. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah, it is great to talk to you today. And we've been talking about this for quite a while, having you on and just kind of talking and seeing what you're up to. And and when Shane says that she makes us look good, he means it because he even gets a little man glam.
I got some man glam. Allison is she is our hair and makeup specialist that comes in to Flip Your Life Live, and she's in there making Jocelyn look like a country music star, making her glow.
I look like that beautiful. Every day. What are you talking about?
I know, right? We all know really. you got the entrepreneur mullet going on right now. We know you got the polka dotted pants on, Jocelyn, with the nice top. Come on,
I do. Yes, I do.
But and then to take the glare off the face a little bit. Allison does give me a little man glam. So Allison, real quick before we jump into what you're going to do online, and it's funny because if you hang around with me and Jocelyn long enough, you're going to probably start a membership. And that's what we're going to talk about today is Allison starting her own online membership site. But tell us what you do online, your background, and all that good stuff before we get started.
Sure, I'd love to. Like I said, thank you so much for having me. I feel like I'm talking to celebrities, and I didn't even know it until I started understanding better what you guys did. So first of all, thanks. So I'm a hair and makeup artist. I have been doing hair and makeup about 8 years in Lexington, and I also travel a little bit, so that's fun. I also have been in the blog kind of world for a little while, but I've been struggling how to make it all fit, and I think that having a membership-based program it was like a light bulb went off when I started listening to what you guys were saying. I was like, oh my gosh, I could do this too with hair and makeup. So,
yes.
I'm sure that we even discussed it, while we were there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you and Jocelyn were talking about this while you were doing her hair, like at the last live event.
Yes, but I do. You're right. Yes, I do have a business. It's called Blush and Glow. I have a business partner, and then we have about 5 to 6 makeup artists that work with us. So it's a small business, but we've been around, like I said, about 8 years.
So basically what you do is you go to weddings and you go to, events like entrepreneur events, and you do people's makeup, you get them ready, you make them look amazing, you make them look beautiful, you make them look awesome. And then they go out and they have the best day of their life because they look great and all the pictures look amazing and all that stuff. And you've built a really cool business. Like I'm always fascinated by how people build businesses, and your business is really cool. I mean, here you come into our hotel room wheeling in this giant cart and it just opens up like a transformer. It's like Optimus Prime. Things are coming out of it, makeup, blush, I don't even know what's going on. I'm just saying words. But and then all of a sudden, boom, you look like $1 million. And you really want to teach other people in their local area build a similar business to what you do, and that's what your membership site is actually going to be about. It's like, hey, here's how you do this, but not only that, here's how you hire other makeup artists and pay your bills and do all those things. Correct?
Correct. That's right. I think that in the hair and makeup industry, a lot of times I see other hair and makeup artists that, we're a little bit artsy, so sometimes some people have a hard time with contracts and scheduling and all the business stuff that goes with it that I figured out how to do really well. And I think that I could teach other people how to not only do the business side of it, but also teach hair and makeup specific skills and tutorials and all that kind of stuff as well.
It's funny because most content people are really good at what they do. Like you might have someone who's really good, photographers are notorious for this. You're a really good photographer and you can go out and you can shoot a wedding and you can shoot things and everything else. but they don't really know how to run a business. Like you have to, they think, oh, I'll just start a business and take pictures of people and make money. And then the money comes and you spend it wrong and you don't know how to balance all those things out, and you go out of business and you're no longer being a photographer for
and
money.
the thing that always surprises me is that so many people don't even know how much money they make. Like I was talking to someone in a local business recently, and of course when I'm around, people always want to talk to me about business related things, and we were talking about some business things, and I said to her, like what kind of profit do you have? And she's like, honestly, I don't really know. She's like, I don't even know if I'm making money.
Jeez. I asked one time the guy that mows our grass, God love you if you're listening, brother. You just talk to me later. But he was basically, I said, what are your costs for mowing? Like he had so many yards and things like that, and he had no clue. I'm like, wait a minute, bro, you don't even know like how much you pay for your lawnmower, how much gas you're spending per job. Because I was like, can you quote me on this other yard, this other property we've got? And he was like, yeah, this much money. And I was thinking, doing the math, and I was like, there's no way that you can be making money on that. And he's like, I have no clue how much money I spend on my business. I just get cash in, it goes out, I go work and do a yard, and it gets more cash. So like, was that like a hard thing for you to learn? Was like, whoa, I have to manage this like a business, not just, it's fun, I get to go put makeup on people.
At first, yes, but with my specific job, there's not a lot of overhead. It's just mainly like makeup products, insurance, stuff like that. So like most of what I make is profit, which is great, but it's also, I'm trading time for money still right now.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to figure out how can I have passive income off my skill set.
Yeah, and you've earned those skills, so you deserve to make like you are the person who should teach this. I want to say that because I've seen you in action.
Thanks.
You're like amazing, like absolutely amazing.
You.
Like we basically said, no matter where we have an event, we fly Allison there. Like,
yes.
that's
so
right?
Look forward to the
you.
Caribbean in the near future.
That's right. We're doing the Mexico
I
trip.
made her promise that even if she. Yes, I made her promise that even if she gets this online gig together, that she will still do my hair and makeup, and she said that she will. But in all seriousness, I did go when we had our event a couple of years ago in Nashville. I got somebody. Oh no, it wasn't in Nashville. I'm sorry.
It was an event in California.
We went out to California.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to take Allison with me, but I was like, it's just so expensive to do all that. Going to California is like incredibly expensive. So I was like, I'll just have somebody do it there. And I was so disappointed.
Oh yeah.
It just wasn't even close.
And I want you to know, Allison, that as soon as she walked out of the chair, we walked out of the place, and she goes, if you ever let me speak again without bringing Allison with me, I'm going to be mad at you. You're the one I'm going to be mad at. You're the person. So yeah. But like what's cool is when you learn a skill set, like hair and makeup, and doing it at a high level like you clearly do, and then you learn how to run a business around it. There's so many other people who are probably really good at the hair and makeup part, but they don't know how to network with the event coordinators and the wedding planners. They don't know how to get the jobs in their local area, and they may pick up a job once a quarter, and it's cool because they've got a little spending money, but they could turn it into a real local business that they want to do, and they don't want to teach. They just want to do makeup. And like without someone like you putting yourself out there in the world and sharing and being
your experience.
Your God-given talents and experiences, those people will never have a chance to make it. And that's what's so cool about an online membership site is they can come in, they can watch the videos to learn how to do the thing, they can show up twice a month to ask you questions, and that's really all the time that you have to put in it. Because I'm sure things change, and I'm sure there's new products, and I'm sure there's new techniques, but pretty sure you could probably make a pretty evergreen makeup course, right? Like where you could teach people how to do this. And I'm pretty sure you could have an evergreen course about how to run a business like this. And then you just fill in the gaps with you showing up on member calls. So this is a really cool idea. And I think anything that can help people out there make money is worthy of getting out there as fast as possible, especially with some crazy things that have happened in this day and age with the economy.
And the thing about it is the place where you're at right now, even though you are trading time for dollars still, that's where a lot of people aspire to be,
that's a good
because
point, Allison.
You're at the level of your career where, I mean, you can't really charge a lot more. I mean, you probably could, but you're not going to get a lot of business,
In Lexington, Kentucky. If you move to LA, you might be getting more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but with the population that we have, I mean, I feel like, I'm speaking for you here, but I feel like you've probably about reached that point, right?
Yes, 100%. That's one of the things that my business partner and I struggle with Blush and Glow is we don't want to outprice ourselves from the market, but we are worth a certain price point, and I think we're at the ceiling of what Lexington bridal market can support.
And also too, it's like, to do what you do as well as you do it, it's also hard, even with the talent pool, probably to find other makeup artists to bring into the fold in that area to expand, or in the Louisville or wherever, Richmond or Cincinnati, because it's hard to find talented people like to do that. But there's probably thousands of those people out there around America, around the world, who are
would love
talented
to be
enough.
where you are.
Yes, who would love to get to the point you are. And while they can't come work for you, you could teach them how to work for themselves, and you could give their family freedom, and you could give them the fun conversations and meet the cool people that you meet and have, I mean, what an awesome industry too, the wedding industry. I mean, granted, brides are probably a little crazy on their wedding days, but at the end of the day, everybody's smiling and happy mostly. So you get to see a lot of happy people rolling out the door with your makeup on, And
yeah, that's the best, is just being part of someone's most memorable day, like I get to make an impact on that. So that's pretty cool.
Well, you made an impact on us, that's for sure. So we're going to make an impact on you.
Well, likewise, I know. I said, well,
so tell me, so when you came, so you knew, you kind of knew, so a couple of years now you've been working with us, and you kind of knew what we did.
Let's go back to how we even got in contact with you, because I think that's kind of relevant. So a lot of you guys know that we work with an event planner, and it's actually Shane's cousin, Amber. And Amber is also in the wedding industry, and that's how she knew Allison. And so when I talked about bringing someone in to do my hair and makeup, she's like, I already know who, like, we're not even going to think about it. I know who I want.
And if you want to check that out, Amber does all kinds of events. She does entrepreneur events. If you ever need somebody to plan a live event, it's amberbowling.com. Shameless plug and some nepotism going on today on the Flip Lifestyle podcast. But so you met us and you saw what we did, and you saw like a lot of people that came and talked to us, and we were doing this big event and all these things. But, a couple years later, you're hanging around, you come back to the second event, you're doing it again. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I should check out this community. So how did you decide to actually go to our website, look at this community thing, and like what happened there that made you actually take the leap and join? Kind of sight unseen, because you still didn't really know exactly what we were doing inside. You'd listen to the podcast, but like why did you join recently? Why did you do that?
Yeah. So, I feel like I was very fortunate to kind of get to see some of the behind the scenes of, 2 of your live events. And
bless your heart.
I'm kind of kicking myself in the pants a little bit that I didn't sit in on more sessions, because I'd come and go and kind of listen, and, I had a baby last year, so I didn't get to stay around much. But, when all this world flipped upside down with the coronavirus, I've put some serious thought into what am I doing with my business? What do I want to be doing? How can I work online? And I remembered, Shane and Jocelyn, they do something online. What is it? So I actually texted Amber and was like, do they teach you how to do courses, right? And she was like, well, kind of. But anyway, they're offering an 8-week free trial to their website. You should check it out. So I said, all right. And I did. And I was completely overwhelmed, floored. Like, this is incredible. I was like printing out all the guidebooks and like trying to tell my husband about it. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'll tell you later.
You'll understand later.
You'll understand soon when you're not working for anyone else anymore. Just give me some time. Wait a minute,
Right.
But, when you so basically you get in there, you see all the courses, and you sent us an amazing picture. I'm going to put it in the show notes of this show. You actually printed out all the workbooks, and you like stacked them. Was that in your nursery or something? Like, so you can like read them while you're, hanging out with the baby or something like that? Or
that was actually my office.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Office, baby toys, playroom.
Yeah. It all goes together. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very visual, so I had to print them out so I could write them down. Like I'm going to school,
Did you start? Where did you start at? What have you been through so far?
I have worked up through the keyword packet.
Gotcha.
I've listened on, but I haven't gotten to dig deeper yet.
Exactly.
I turn it on and listen when I'm folding laundry and the baby's awake, but when I can like actually work through the packets, it's about an hour at night when I get the baby down and get husband to leave me alone. And
so you've been through the goals course, and you've seen the idea course.
Yeah.
And did that help you clarify exactly kind of what you want? Like you knew you wanted to do something, but now do you have do you have a goal now that you want to build this membership and get these ladies in there and get people in there doing this, or guys too, I guess. And and then your idea, did it help formulate exactly what you could turn your real world business into an online business?
No, it absolutely did. I think just like clarity in what like my vision was, it helps so much with that, and like helping me to like niche down into like what I'm trying to do. But I will say, I think I'm still having a little bit of a problem with, like, I think there's a space for me to teach to non-makeup artists as well. But I'm just like kind of trying to figure out how I can do both, but still be like have a clear like niche market, but also like catch these other people on the side that might want to learn how to do hair and makeup because they're on Zoom calls all day long. Or I don't know. I think there's some crossover there that I'm trying to figure out how I can make it work.
That's the danger of the top of the rabbit hole, right? When you cross the line about, oh, I'm doing a membership site, I'm doing this, I'm going to teach this, you realize you can do a lot of things, and Jocelyn and I have done we've learned so much about online business, internet marketing. Like, could we talk to e-commerce? Sure we could. Could we talk to marketing physical products? Sure we could. Could we talk to affiliate marketing? Yeah, of course we could.
And we are starting to get into some of that, but we are also 6 years in.
Exactly. So I think what we tell everybody, coming out of the idea course, I usually find people have about an average of 3 things they know they can do, right? They're like, I know I can do this one, but I could do this one and this one too. It's really important at the beginning that you pick the one you have the most chance to be successful in fastest. Okay. And also the one that usually the tiebreaker when you're trying to get in between, like when you narrow it down and you've got these 2 avatars, these 2 markets, usually the one with the money is the one you go after, right? So if you've got people who are like, thinking about, man, I'm really good at hair and makeup, I could start a business, I could do a wedding, I could do events, I could do whatever. That's the one that's willing to invest in a business type environment.
It's typically the better
best one. Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah, because if you pick the other one, they might want to look better on Zoom, or they might want to click the little button that does the touch up for them, and that's good.
Oh yeah, I should have used that.
I've got it on right now. I got mine on.
I don't know how to do it.
If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm looking smooth. All you go to. I'll teach you how. Click the video. See the arrow beside the video, and go to video settings, and there should be a checkbox that says "Touch up my appearance."
Ooh.
Click that. And
it's already on.
And you should get smoother. And so it's pretty interesting.
I'm not so sure.
For you, maybe. For me, I'm looking dapper and young, Jocelyn, over here.
I need Allison over here. That's like my life goal, is to have someone all the time that just.
If Jocelyn could hire you full time, she would. Yes. Just live next door and come over and do her makeup.
I may even make an exception for someone living on my property if you want to live on my property.
That's right. We got a lake, so you can have a nice view and
perfect.
do Jocelyn's makeup.
We'll be there.
But the point is, like, pick the audience that has the money because they're willing to pay. Like if someone really wants to learn how to start a business, they're going to pay for it. Training.
And does that mean that you can never go after those people? No, it doesn't mean that at all.
Just do it later once you've already equaled your current revenue, right?
Okay.
When one membership is successful. Yeah, because and like I think you would easily be able to sell to someone who, like if you could say to someone, hey, for $49 a month, you can join my hair and makeup artists community or whatever it's called. We can come up with that later, and they would do that because you could say, hey, 6 months from now, you're going to have a business, you're going to be getting gigs, you're going to be learning the tricks of the trade and how to handle bridezillas and all these things. That's just such an easier sell than, hey, let me get into this noisy space of learning how to do hair and makeup for Zoom. And also too, remember this: 6 months from now, God bless us all, hopefully, coronavirus is a thing of the past, we're all open again. Maybe people go back to normal and they don't care as much about Zoom and looking good. So the bridal industry, people are still going to get married, right? People are still going to be doing that 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now.
Well, and not right this second. They're not. I'm guessing that's why you're really investing in this, way of life and all this online stuff.
Exactly. So to focus on the long term, not the short term. Focus on the people that have money, not the people that may or may not have money. And focus on the people who have a direct need for your idea, not a want for your idea. People pay for needs. They don't always pay for for the once. Okay.
Yeah, that's so helpful. Thank you. I think I knew like niche down and be specific with like the bridal market. And like you said, people that want to invest in their business are the ones who are going to pay for the
You
memberships.
could go wider though. Like I don't think you have to say bridal. I think
So
you
just
could
like
say,
makeup artists, hair.
events. Like people, like events is a good word, because then like, you can do articles like, hey, let me tell you about Shane and Jocelyn. Shane and Jocelyn were entrepreneurs and they were speaking on stage. And let me tell you about the value of this for speakers. And did you know there's a whole speaking industry? Like if you can't get enough weddings, what if you could get speaking events? Look at your local Chamber of Commerce. Look at your local conference center. See what events are coming up. Reach out to the coordinators and offer to sell your services to them, and you'll do makeup for all of their speakers. Like things like that are going to widen. They're going to widen your audience.
That's similar enough. I mean, that is the same job basically. So I think that one makes sense to kind of include at first.
Yeah, for sure.
But then maybe this whole other market of people who, may want to learn something, that one might be later down the road.
Yeah. So what I would do probably, and this is another trick that you can do to kind of get your brain off of something. And I have to do this because I'm a squirrel just running around all day. Like whenever Jocelyn's not around, I have no idea what I'm working on in the next 5 minutes. But like what you can do is make out like a 2-year plan and just make it in 6-month chunks, right? So let's say that in the next 6 months, you're only going to focus on getting your bridal stuff correct. Okay. So like you're really going to focus on people who want to do makeup for weddings. And then you're going to teach people how to build a business around being a hair and makeup artist for weddings. And they can dominate, and you're going to dominate your local city. You're going to dominate your county. You're going to dominate your area and be the makeup artist for weddings in your area. But then 6 months from now, you're like, okay, that's done. Now I'm going to expand and do another training for doing speakers and entrepreneur or like speaking events, not entrepreneurial events, because you could do doctors, whatever. And that business is focused on, hey, reach out to your coordinators, getting jobs with conferences, getting jobs with the speakers themselves. Like, speakers come into an area like Jocelyn did. She didn't have her hair and makeup person with her. So she had to find someone local. Like be ready to capitalize on that through Yelp or through whatever.
Yeah, and the good thing about that, pitching wise, is that it's something that is often done on weekdays. So, it doesn't even interfere with your other business most of the time. So anyway,
that's what you build the second 6 months, right? And then you can say, now next year, once I've got this business launched and off the ground, and I've got my first 50 to 100 members, and I'm building this thing, we have another place that we can expand to, and that's the DIY market, the do your own makeup thing for Zoom calls, for meetings, for, hey, you don't have to have a big person to do local events.
If you want to learn how to do people's makeup so that you could possibly have a business one day, that is that market.
Right. Exactly. So that you can expand as you go, but like focus on your best niche first, which I would assume is bridal, because that's probably most of your business. And then the speaking gigs are the second, and then the third. But if you write that down, it gets it out of your mind. So you don't have to worry if you're doing the right thing. You're going to do all the things. You're just going to do them in order.
I love that. Thank you so much. I remember, Jocelyn, last year, you told me, you were like, you need to get in with these hotels for all their speaking events. I was like, you're right. I do.
Yes, because it's just extra jobs. And then if
we can't turn it off. Like everywhere we go, we're like, why don't you do this? And people are like, oh, okay.
I should do that. Yeah. I need a shirt that says, you will have a membership in 30 minutes. ... and then maybe people ask me about it, but once you like get your network down, like that's what's the skill you would teach in your membership now. So the first skill is the hair and makeup itself. Like that's got to be in there, because you want to be like, these are the tried and true tactics of making your customers happy. Okay. The second thing is, how do you get gigs? Like I got a buddy named Grant Baldwin. He does the speakerlag.com, and their whole course is about how to book and get paid to speak. Sure, he teaches you how to do your talk. Sure, he teaches you how to do your presentation. Sure, they teach that. But the main thing is, hey, I want to get booked. I need someone to pay me to do this. So what does the wedding person want? They want to get more weddings. So that would be a course, like how to network with live event coordinators and wedding coordinators so that they hire you for those jobs. And then your speaking module that you would add to the membership. That's the beauty of a membership. It starts like a little seed and it blooms into this giant forest, right? And it's an amazing, and it eventually becomes this amazing thing. So you would have a module like how to network with hotels, so that when there's an event and when they're looking for local makeup and hair, they call you, right? Like those are the things that you're going to teach eventually in your membership. And the beauty of it is it's so flexible. You can take things out, you can put things up, you can evolve into something different. Like we didn't used to teach memberships. The original thing we taught was how to launch a digital course, an information product. And was it 30 days, Jocelyn? Can't remember.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't even remember. It was so long
20
ago.
something days.
29 days. Yeah. I think it was not 30, 29. One soon. That's
yeah.
right.
Because you're the one who made that up.
That's right. I can't remember. So like, that used to be, but we evolved and we realized, well, wait a minute, we're selling memberships. Why would, and we've had, we are working on our 5th 6-figure membership right now that has made 6 figures. So like, and we've helped so many people. We were like, yeah, this is the way to go. Forget the courses, stick the courses in the membership. You will evolve, right? Even away from that initial plan eventually to places you can't even imagine, because your customers are going to tell you what to make next along the way. So the key is just getting something small started now and building a brand around it. What is your blog? What is your blog called?
My blog right now, it's called Pink Lulu, and it's been that forever, but part of this is I'm just rebranding all of that to just Allison Jenks, because I also have Blush and Glow, which is the hair and makeup business, and there's too much noise. It's just like these different brands competing for space. So
yes,
I'm just going to be Allison Jenks, a bridal stylist and educator, or something like that. I think is words I'm throwing around, but
and combine everything into one place. Like there's a work with me tab, and then there's a do you want to start your own hair and makeup business tab, and
right, correct.
And they just go to one place. How do you spell hair? How do you spell that? What the blog again?
The blog right now, it's thepinklulu.com, but PINKLOULOU.com.
LOULOU.com. I just want to look at. And do you have you ever done an email list?
I haven't. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
I know.
Yeah, because you do have
That's okay. You know better now.
Yeah,
that's right. You learn. You because you've got so much. This is a beautiful blog.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, there you are, smiling right there. Yep. And so you do blog posts. You do a lot of Pinterest. It looks like stuff like that.
And it's funny. I started my blog about 10 years ago, like when blogs were, I feel like it's just changed so much and evolved. But it was more of like a lifestyle blog. And what I've come to realize, I woke up one day and I was like, I have turned into like a mommy blogger, and that's not what my goal was here. I do hair and makeup. That is like meat and potatoes of like my core content. Like, let's get back to that, And so I'm excited about, kind of clearing out all the noise, being Allison Jenks, getting back to the hair and makeup content instead of, talking about baby swings or whatever, I don't know.
For sure. I get it.
How did I get here?
Without focus though, and without going through like the goal setting course, and without going through your idea course, you don't have a core mission to focus it around. So it does let it float back and forth. So you may have even if you had a list right now, I wouldn't even worry about it, because it would have been a different list than who you're reaching out for. You know what I'm saying? So now just make sure that you have an opt-in on this page, and you have like segmentation that says like, hey, do you want to work with me personally? Click here. And then the second thing needs to be, or would you like to start your own hair and makeup business? Just click here.
Okay.
And make sure you're sending people down the proper path. And you may even blog about both those things.
And
right?
So whoever you decide is the market that you want to target right this second. For instance, if it's people who are already doing hair and makeup but want to make it a full-time income, what you might do is come up with an opt-in bonus about how to book more weddings, or something similar to that, a checklist of how to do this, because you don't want just random people who are kind of interested in hair and makeup showing up if you're trying to target a very specific subset.
Yeah. I want to be careful too of you. I get the hair and makeup is in the membership. I think the hair and makeup would be a really big focus, because they got to do that right. You know what I'm saying? I think publicly you're kind of missing like the forest for the trees. You want to draw in people who want to learn from you on how you've built a business around hair and makeup. They don't necessarily want to learn how to do hair and makeup from you. In fact, I'm guessing eventually that your avatar is going to be people that think they're pretty good at hair and makeup. Like they're going to look in the mirror. At one point, they're going to say, I'm good at this. In fact, I could get paid to do this for people. I want to go learn how to find people to pay me. I want to learn how to run a business. I'm actually thinking that while that's the fun part of your content and might draw those people, that's the big net. Like all the people who want to learn hair and makeup. Oh, but 10% of those want to go start a business. Like that's where your email list comes from. So that's probably a lot of public content, a lot of like YouTube content, a lot of free content, like stuff you're doing there. But I think a transparent, almost diary or journal of your business is how I would market this. Like I would say, hey, this is Allison Jenks from AllisonJenks.com. I'm the bridal expert of bridal hair and makeup people, whatever your catchphrase is, right? But you want to say like, hey, I just booked a wedding. You know, this is like $100,000 wedding. There's going to be 9 bridesmaids, 9 and the bride. They're hiring me for all of them. So here's the logistics of how to manage getting hair and makeup done for all the bridesmaids within an hour and a half or something. And like you give a little, and then you just you document what you do. It's not anything like you're teaching. You're just documenting what you do, right? Like you could even bring your own little camera crew with you to the weddings, right? With permission, of course, and just say, hey, we're going to film this for my YouTube channel. And like, I'm just going to show people what I do. But like, that's what people are going to have to see. It's not, this is how blush goes on. That's not going to help you get clients.
And that's what I was saying about the opt-in bonus. You know, you don't want it to be 5 tips for looking amazing on Zoom if your market is people who want to build a bigger business.
That's right. That's
like how I built a 6-figure business doing hair and makeup.
Exactly. That is your pitch. That
like
is your pitch.
I booked a $7,000 wedding, like things like that.
That's all you should talk about because you're Allison Jenks, the 6-figure hair and makeup artist. Like that would be.
Let's make it 7.
Let's make it 7.
That's right.
Yes, it will be soon. It will be soon. But like that would be an amazing. Like if you're a hair and makeup artist who wants to do this, and you meet the 6-figure hair and makeup artist, right? Someone who's done this, but they're going to get there if all they see is makeup videos, they're out. They can find those anywhere for free.
Right.
What they can't find is a documentary style vlog website of someone being totally transparent, like
and who's really made this happen.
Exactly. Income reports, I think, would be a really big thing for you too. That's something really good for social proof. It's like, hey, I just booked the 7-figure income, or hey, last month revenue was $21,000 or whatever. Like talking as openly and as transparent as possible builds so much trust as the expert. And like this vlog is amazing. Like these pictures of you putting makeup on brides and stuff, and
thanks.
and like it already looks like legit. Like all you got to do is add an opt-in bonus and something to buy, right?
Well, thank you.
You're already halfway there.
Yeah.
Not more.
Let's do this,
guys.
I think that we've talked a little bit about branding. One, your branding is going to be good enough on the look and feel. You just have to get the audience right. So avatar course, you need to watch that 3 or 4 times. You need to know that person. Don't worry about any of the other courses. Do that course until you know that you know your avatar. Okay. And that'll give you your opt-in too. It'll help you come up with that. But let's talk about like a minimum viable membership. Okay. Because I think you're way closer than you think to actually rolling this thing out and having something for sale.
What were you thinking as far as timing, like currently?
Oh gosh. My biggest challenge right now is childcare. Just with the way the world is right now, I don't have help. So my husband is home working too. So we have been like tag teaming. Okay, you get to work for 2 hours and I get to work for 2 hours. But so I was really, if I'm being adventurous, I would say like a month, but I need to be realistic too with
we like adventurous.
I like adventurous. Here, I'll give you a plan to launch up your membership in a month. Okay. All right. You ready? Okay. All right. The first thing you should do is you should sign up for Kajabi. I don't know what you're using.
I looked at it.
I don't know what you're using for your website. If anybody wants to check that out, you can get a free trial at flippedlifestyle.com/Kajabi, and that will take you straight to their site. We are an affiliate partner, and we do 100% use Kajabi. It is the only thing that powers Membership Masters. So we are believers in the product. We love the product. It is the simplest thing that we have found to quickly launch and market a membership. That's going to take care of your opt-ins. Like you can do your opt-ins and lead magnets there. You can redirect from your main site. What is this built on? Is this like what are you building on? Are you going to use Squarespace, or are you just going to start fresh?
No, I actually use Show It for like the hair and makeup website is blushandglowlex.com. So it's a different website than the blog. But I use Show It, and I did use, like, I know it really well, but I did some research, and they do work with WordPress and MemberPress.
Listen, no, let's not get complicated. If you're gonna start from scratch with AllisonJenks.com anyway, do you already own that? Have you bought that?
I do.
Okay. Just use Kajabi to host your website too. It has a blog. Everything's right there.
I love it. The service is really good.
The service is good. It's so simple. It's point and click. They have marketing tutorials to help you write emails, and like it's just so easy to use.
Okay.
So I would just build it on Kajabi. I launched Membership Master's entire sales funnel and website in
like a day.
Yeah, I put it all together on Saturday. Jocelyn proofread it because I don't proofread on Sunday, and then we launched it on Monday, and I had my first
Actually, I'm not sure I ever proofread it.
I think you did the first page, and then I redid it, and it's not done again.
I don't know. I probably need to look at it.
You probably should look at it because I don't spell check or proofread, y'all. I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to sell some stuff around here. Okay, so use Kajabi. Build it as simple as possible on the front page of your site. All you need is a nice front page with these gorgeous pictures and a blog. That's it. Okay. Do an opt-in. That's day 2. Day 3, start setting up your membership area. Start your membership area. I want you to come up with the categories of what you want to teach, right? So basically, like the let's say 3 categories. The categories would be 1, hair and makeup, not 101, like expert hair and makeup tips or something, whatever. Whatever your hair and makeup modules.
Secrets of the pros.
Yeah, hair and makeup secrets of the pros or whatever. All right. The second one is basically what a hair and makeup business. All right. Like what it looks like, right? Like an outline of a hair. Like what do they need? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I think the third one is probably going to be called how to book hair and makeup gigs, right? Like how do you network with live event coordinators? How do you do those things? Now, here's the interesting thing. Think of these categorically. Like I want you to imagine that someday, 2 years from now, as your membership evolves and people tell you what they want, each of those 3 categories that I just gave you will probably have 10 modules each under them, right? But not today. That's not what we're launching with today. We want 3 45-minute trainings that are literally, you go do your hair and makeup and you get an outline on a piece of paper in front of you off camera, and you're going to talk through what they should do. So like the hair and makeup module might be a 30 to 45-minute video of, just what you need to get started in the hair and makeup world as a professional. And maybe you could even go through it and just physically show them your kit. That would probably be in the whole module. Get your little box that you wheeled in over there, you know what I'm saying? And put that behind you and go, all right, I'm going to show you everything that I take with me to my $7,000 weddings or whatever. And you're going to just go through and you're going to show them all the tips and tools of the trade. Like that's module 1. It's a 30 to 45-minute video. It's face to camera. We're going to outline this and just talk through it live. Okay. You can clean up the audio and edit it a little bit. All right. Module 2. What did I say module 2 was? It was,
I started writing down on module 3. So
I gotcha.
I'm filling in as we go.
Okay. It was about the business. It was how to run a hair and makeup business. Okay. So you're going to get a cup of tea, a piece of paper, and you're going to write a bulleted list of everything that you would tell me. If me and you had a 30-minute conversation, what would you tell me to do to start your hair and makeup business? Right. So you would say, well, you need a bank account, you need an LLC, you're going to need insurance, all those things, right? It's just a list is all it is.
What do you do if you're sick on the day of the wedding?
Yes, exactly.
That type of thing.
Like just whatever you can think of. But again, it can't fit front and back of one sheet's all you get. All right. Again, go do your makeup, get your lighting on, look in the camera. We're going to talk to the camera straight up. Okay. All right. So it's literally an hour-long process to make that video. Now, the third one, you're going to, again, write down your outline of, okay, here's all the people that you should network with in your local town. Here's how you should look for gigs that you might not have heard of. Like, how do you actually go out and get gigs, right? You're going to talk about that. The fourth thing that you add is a member call. That's all you're going to do. 2 member calls a month, period. That's it. That's all you got to launch with. If you make those 3 videos, Those are literally plan for an hour, record for 45 minutes, edit. That's about 3 hours of work for video. So that's 9 hours. Sign up for Zoom, static link, member call. Just put it in Kajabi's member area. Like member calls always happen here on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, right? Put that there. You can now take money for your membership. I would probably at least charge $49 from that out of the gate. Okay. And then once that's done, everything you do from now on has meaning. When you blog, you send them to your opt-in. That sells your membership, right? You probably have people in your circle right now that would love to learn from you. You could send this out on your personal page and probably get 10 beta members right now on a free trial for the first month. Like, hey, does anybody want to learn how I'm make my entire living as a hair and makeup artist? I'm doing a free challenge for 8 weeks. It's free. Jump on in. You could just launch this. You could email it to Amber and email it to all your friends in the industry. They can send it to their Facebook pages. And
I love that.
You could probably have a beta group really, really fast with about, I'd say, 15 to 20 hours of work total.
Whew, you just like gave me, I'm like starting to sweat. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, this is real. I got to do this. I can do this, right?
Well, I'm such a perfectionist, and I have a hard time not letting my perfectionist turn into procrastination. So because I get overwhelmed and I'm like, it has to be perfect, then I don't do anything. And I'm like,
well,
where?
Listen, a bride's makeup may have to be perfect, but around here,
just get it done.
We have a saying: it ain't got to be perfect. It's just got to be done. It's right. Literally printed on a sign. So you don't have. This doesn't have to be perfect, because perfection will keep you from helping someone. Perfection will hold you back from growing another part of your business that could give your family a new kind of freedom. Like, perfection is the death knell. It is the enemy. And like, you have to fight it, because I know in your world, every wedding bride wants to be perfect. But guess what? Most weddings aren't perfect, and they're still memorable. Like Jocelyn and I'm going to tell a story about the harpist at our wedding. So let me tell you about our not perfect wedding. So Jocelyn, like all brides, wants a perfect wedding, right? Well, she wanted a harp. And she wanted a lady over there.
I just wanted some nice, gentle background music,
beautiful harp music. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. So we got a harp music. So Jocelyn told the lady said, hey, would you like me to sing anything or just play the harp? And Jocelyn said, I want you to just play the harp. I just want harp music.
Well, because I don't know this lady, and I'm like, just play. It's good.
So I'm standing there. I've already screwed up half the thing, wedding, because my dad did the wedding, and he said, Shane, repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed. And I said, with this wing, I thee read. And I totally screwed it up from the very beginning, right? Totally messed it up. So
we need to digitize this so we can post it.
We need to post it on it. That's right, we do. So I put,
it's on VHS right
now. It's on VHS. We might want to back that up. Then after we do our vows, the harp is supposed to start, and then we're supposed to light a candle or something. I don't know what we were doing. And
it was truly a memorable
experience. Yes. I'm just glad you stuck around. But so the lady starts playing the harp, and me and Jocelyn do our thing, and we're holding hands and we're looking at each other. And right then I hear from behind me this cat trapped in a bagpipe. I don't even remember the song.
It was not good.
It was horrific. It was like someone had a cat in a bag and was punching it. I mean, it was terrible. And I looked at Jocelyn, and I see fury. And Jocelyn is not an emotionally triggering person, right? Like, she doesn't get like high and low emotions like I do. She's the steady Eddie of the group. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I could see it. She was so mad, and I did not know.
He had no clue.
I had no clue, because she had talked to the harpist, and Jocelyn had planned all this ceremony stuff, and I was riding through it with her, baby, and I was getting married. And
no, this is our everyday life. I plan everything. She just shows up.
Well, it really is our everyday life, because like I called Jocelyn on the phone, and I was like, I just got this job at West Virginia University as a graduate assistant football coach, and I got a staff meeting on like I don't know, like July 5th, but I think if you would marry me, we could get married on July 3rd. Do you want to get married on July 3rd? And this is like May. And Jocelyn's like, yeah, I'll do it.
I got that day free.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like on it. So I didn't even think about the wedding until I showed up. I came up with an idea. We got married, and everything.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. You guys really are like, so romantic. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's just get married.
Get it done.
Because I was like, if we don't get married now, it might be a year and a half before we get to get married. And she's like, all right, let's get married. So we'll do the honeymoon later. So we drove 13 hours after our wedding back to my staff meeting. That was romantic, with this little Nissan Altima packed full of wedding gifts.
We literally drove across the state the entire state of Kentucky and up the state of West Virginia. Yeah.
It was amazing. But anyway, back to the harpist. But I see her furious like right now, Allison, and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be bad. So I lean over and I'm like, what's wrong? And she through gritted teeth, like Jocelyn's trying to smile because people are taking pictures. And she's like, she's not supposed to sing. Like she's saying this like under her breath. I'm like, you want me to tell her to stop? And she goes, no. Because I was like, I'll make her stop. I was like, I'll do it. I'll make her stop. I'll stop the songs. I start over. And she's like, no, just shut up. We'll deal with it later. So she gets through this. Right? I don't even know what the point of this was. But like that's the point is we have this video of Jocelyn's mom in the front row, and when the lady starts to sing, her eyes roll back in her head like
she didn't know she was being videoed, and like it cracked me up. It's
hilarious when we watch this later. But like the imperfection created this amazing story and this hilarious video. And if it was cookie cutter, everything had went perfect, all we would be saying right now is that was nice. But it wasn't. It was the imperfection that made it amazing. So don't seek for that perfection. It's not worth it.
You know, I speak as someone who is very perfectionistic also to a fault. And I'll just say that people, they don't know what your perfect is. So if you don't attain it, no one knows.
That's so true. I think that's really good to remember. Like they just want to hear anything that, you know,
exactly
they're interested in and not worried about, you know, the lighting or if
yes, or like
all encompassing.
Whether that shade of pink was the exact hex code, they don't care about that. Okay? And I know, I can assure you that nothing will ever be perfect to you, because I know that, because nothing's ever perfect to me. Like even if it goes exactly the way I wanted it, in the back of my mind, I'm always like, oh, well, should I have done this? Or, you know, it will never be perfect to you. So just get something out and roll with it.
And like, here's the funny thing. So like you're printing out all those workbooks, right? Do you know that I have never read those workbooks? I've never seen them. They were when I created our courses, I'm a talker. So I talked into the microphone and then I hired someone to create a PowerPoint. That PowerPoint you watched was not created by me and Jocelyn. It was created based on our teachings to line up with the audio. And then the PowerPoint itself was used as the template, a guide for the workbooks. I promise you, there is probably a spelling mistake in those workbooks. I bet you that there's somewhere where a slide doesn't line up to my audio. I would have no clue because I've never watched them again.
The front cover has lobster font. I absolutely loathe lobster font.
She hates it. It's the worst font ever. Like,
but I'm like, you know what?
Whatever.
It's fine.
No one has ever wrote in and said,
this lobster font is ridiculous.
I tried to start this membership like Shane and Jocelyn said, but the lobster font, it's holding me back.
I can't take it.
You know, if no one is... I can't do it. I'm done. Like if you had printed it out and you went lobster font, I'm out of here. Like, no, what? Like that's not going to happen. So the moral of the story is anything you create is going to be 10 times more awesome than anything the person that buys the product from you has probably ever seen or imagined that they could find to do and get the result that you're promising them. So go create the thing. It will get better over time. People, don't sit here and guess on what module 1 through 50 are going to look like. Do 3 videos, let some people watch them, and then what questions do you have?
And then do what your people want.
That's it from then on. So I think you are a month away. You are a month away.
That's so helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's easy. We always, as human beings, we make things too hard. Like, don't make it too hard. Just start it, let the people come, and then make it better.
Awesome.
I love that because I had written out, I should post it on the website, but I had written out like literally 50 like modules that I could do. And I'm like, oh gosh, I just don't even know. So the fact that you broke it down for me and to start with 3 and go from there makes it much more manageable.
Exactly. So let's do that. Normally we ask people about the next step, but because you're right at the beginning, let's just kind of recap what the next steps are. So like 1, you build your platform on Kajabi. It is the easiest one. It does everything you need to do. It will be fast. I promise.
Ask your audience to sign up for your email list
from day 1. Okay. So the first thing you should do is create a lead magnet. And that might be a little checklist of, if it's how to start a local hair and makeup business checklist.
But remember, it's only what your target market is interested in, not general people.
Yep. The second thing you do is start blogging about your business. Document everything you do on a daily basis. That's your blog posts right now. Okay. You've probably got a lot of content from the past about hair and makeup. You can repurpose some of that and re-release it. But like right now, focus on that. We need to start drawing in people who do hair and makeup that want to start something on the side. Like a hair and makeup person in a salon that would love to on the weekends make more money, something like that. All right. 2, you're going to record 3 modules. The 3 modules we talked about today, this is recorded. You can go back and listen to this. Okay. You're going to record 3 modules, and then you're going to build a member area in Kajabi. Okay. You're going to charge $49 a month for it. That's what it's going to be costing, but you're going to do a free trial. Okay. So anybody that wants to try it can come in for free. And then you're going to have 2 member calls a month when you get it launched. You build that over the next month. And then the next month we start rolling it out to people that know you and see if they want to come in and take it for free and give you some feedback. Okay. And then by that time, you should have blogged a few times, right? You should have got a few emails. So in the 3rd month, we can launch it to a small email list and see if we can get a few people in that way. Okay. That is how you're going to build your brand. Okay.
You got this. We believe in you.
Thank you guys so much. It's so helpful. And I just want to soak up all your knowledge. And I love listening to all of the info that you have.
Awesome. Well, listen, if you have any questions, guess where you can ask them? In the Flip Your Life community. Yes. Over on the member calls. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for being, listen, I know it's a little vulnerable to come on to a podcast like this and say, I have no clue what I'm doing. And I'm so overwhelmed. And please help me. Like that is a really big deal. But like
we all started there.
We all started there. And that's why we like to bring our members on and not experts, because in other crazy fields who are promoting a book, like we want thousands of people listening to this podcast right now are going to have the same questions. They're going to have the same fears. They're going to be perfectionists. I'm talking to all y'all out there right now. But just you talking about it a little bit and us working through it with you, it's going to help somebody else out there too. So we really appreciate you for doing that today.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I just feel honored, and I can't wait to get started on my steps that I have written down right here.
All right, guys, that wraps up our interview with Allison Jenks. What an amazing idea for an online business. No, wait, that's not what I was going to do. Do I pitch first or do the canvas moment first?
It doesn't
matter.
I think that's fine. It's our show. We can do what we want.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Take charge. Right. All right, guys, that wraps up our interview with Allison Jenks. What an amazing person. I'm so glad that our paths were able to cross with her through the Flip Your Life community. I mean, if we had never started the Flip Your Life community, if we had never started our live event, we would have never met Allison, and then she never would have joined our community. And it's amazing what has happened with just the relationships and the network that we have built over the last couple years. And, every episode we talk about our can't miss moments. Those are things in our life that have happened because we started our online business, because we launched the Flip Lifestyle podcast, because we left our old way of life and went to a new way of life. And I think that's the one I want to kind of celebrate today, is just our network. Not only meeting great people like Allison, but meeting all of our amazing members at our live events and just all the business relationships that we've created. I just launched a new podcast called the Membership Masters Podcast. If you've not heard that yet and you want to take your membership marketing game and your membership game to the next level, head over to membershipmasters.com or look us up on iTunes. But I wanted to launch a podcast where I talked to elite high-level membership owners. And I was telling Jocelyn about this idea, and I was like, man, I want to do guests, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I was like, do you think I could get, a big guest lineup? And she's like, sure, go try. So I sent out an email, and within like 24 hours, I had, like 20 people already ready to go and sign up for that. And I think about Allison, I think about all the people who've helped us along the way, and that network and those people would not be in our lives if we had not put ourselves out there online. And on a daily basis, we talk to probably 20, 30 people that live all over the country and all over the world. I've already talked to people today from Nashville, St. Louis, Lexington, Kentucky, and Puerto Rico. And that just would not even be a part of our life if it wasn't for our online business.
Yeah, I'm so thankful just to have the people in our lives that we do. I have a mastermind group of 4 other ladies, and we go to Mexico each year, which is always a refreshing and just amazing time to talk about business, to talk about life and being a mom and being a wife and being a business owner and all those types of things. And, it's especially cool in this age where we're being on Zoom all the time because it's something that we practice all the time anyway. And it's kind of nice to just allow people into our world and just continue to communicate the way that we've always been communicating.
Hey, maybe you're like Allison. Maybe you're struggling right now with your idea. Maybe you can't come up with an idea, or maybe you have too many ideas and you can't figure out which one you should pick. Well, Jocelyn and I have a free resource over at flippedlifestyle.com/idea. That's flippedlifestyle.com/IDEA. If you'll type that into your browser right now, you can go and get a free course and a free workbook that will help you not only pick your idea. If you're struggling with coming up with an idea, it will help you identify and use your God-given talents and experiences to create an online business of your own. Or if you're struggling with too many ideas, it will help you compare those and research them in the marketplace so you can figure out which one gives you the best chance to make money online. That's flippedlifestyle.com/idea. You can get that course right now, and it will help you get started on your journey absolutely free.